Is that feel good, certainly from last weekend's activities, to progress now into this year's competition. We've got bagpipes and the Bangra beat in an eclectic mix. There's the lineup for the home team. Adjustments in every line of the forwards, notably Alemanno into the engine room. And also Ruan Ackermann, who is coming into the spine of the team because of that injury to Zach Mercer, captain, of course, Lewis Ludlow. The half-back hinge, well, the only area of the Cherry and Whites lineup that remains the same. Chris Harris comes into the midfield. Max Llewellyn moves inside one place to allow him. And then Josh Hathaway onto the wing for the stricken Ollie Thorley. New signing Will Butler waits for his debut, wearing number 22 there. Plenty of young talent for George Skivington to utilise in this one. Let's have a look at the visitors' lineup. Edinburgh changing over half their team from last weekend. Paul Hill, a familiar face to those in these parts. Sam Skinner makes his first start of the season. Freddy Douglas makes his first professional start for Edinburgh, wearing the number 7 shirt. Late change at halfback, Ben Velicott doesn't return to familiar startings. He's injured. Charlie Shield comes into the 9 shirt. The midfield combo, though, will remain intact. Both wingers changed either side of Husson for this one. A big evening for Messrs Carmichael and McConnell as the two academy products aim to first foot into professional rugby. It certainly will be a very interesting concoction now from Sean Everett, particularly in the absence of the experienced Ben Velicott at 9. The shed, well, they keep him warm. It's been very windy, a little bit wet, but thankfully at the moment the weather seems to have abated for now. I don't know quite for how long that's going to last, but we'll live in hope that it doesn't impact on the game too much. As Chris said earlier, it's a crosswind rather than a headlong wind, so whether that impacts the kickers will be fascinating. It certainly is going to impact the smoke coming out the tunnel. If you can see the players before I do, shout.
Here they come now. Simon, looking forward to this one. Welcome to the field to come through the smoke, don't it? And we're ready for EPC, our Challenge Cup to kick off.
Gloucester in their all-black European suits. Edinburgh in their orange. Magnus Bradbury taking over the captaincy in the absence of Velicott. There's Ludo Kerr, experienced French official, familiar face, of course, in European competitions, and it's a French quartet that he is part of.
Sorry? You kick on the right?
So, take your seats. We're going to get the EPCR Challenge Cup 24-25 underway.
Good defence this time from Gloucester, filling the field. They're not overcommitting at the breakdown at all. Lewis Ludlow with a couple trademark collisions, but Edinburgh moved to the width.
Suddenly looking at the 13 channel to see if there's any headway to be made. Handling just goes, and Hathaway thought he was away. I think there was a slight knock on there. The crowd were up for it, Hathaway was up for it, but the referee said no.
Hathaway will be frustrated because if he picks this up, he's gone. Great defence this time from Gloucester.
First one,
just up whether there's a hand gets in there or not, but through excellent defence, the ball skips out. Sweeney can't quite take it. Hathaway, I think he initially thinks it's going to bubble up into his hands, but can't quite take it. But a man at his pace and power, it's almost a free running. Excellent defence from Gloucester that time. Ludlow, right from the initial contact, the low chop tackle on Boan Venter, setting his example as he always does as a captain, and then find himself on the outside channel putting tackles in as well. First scrum of the evening. I wonder if the wind will affect this one.
Doubtful, I would say.
There's a bit of
It's
a bit of weight in a scrum, but
it's interesting. We talk about the yays and nays of 4G, but on a night like this, it may be a plus. Do you not think?
Absolutely, absolutely. Immaculate playing surface. And Edinburgh, it's home stadium hives, a 4G surface as well, so it's familiar to both sides. The ball doesn't get covered in mud and grit. It's hopefully going to allow for some attacking rugby.
3, pre-engage.
Free kick called
Number 3, pre-engage.
against Paul Hill.
I'd imagine this will go high up into the air. If you're Edinburgh, you probably want to drop another player into the backfield because this is going to be hard to take. It looks like Carreras is going to try the spiral bomb as well. There it goes.
Up goes the bomb. I'm not sure what about the spiral effect, but Ciaran does very well to come across and take that. Hathaway takes his man though, and Edinburgh are stuck inside their own 22 initially.
Use it 9.
Venter. South African loose head, going to be critical this evening for setting and resetting the target at the breakdown in particular. Good take from tackler and the ball as well setting up. Englefield. Anscombe repeats the dose on this side. Tuisue cannot take cleanly this time though. And there is the first really forced error of one of those kicks.
Yeah, it's so difficult to take because the ball is moving. That was a short kick as well from Anscombe, held up the windsuit. Tuisue's having to come forward. They'll be disappointed not to take it. Have another look. Good call. They'll be disappointed with that one. It's moving late. The wind is chopping and changing.
And you cannot set your feet as a consequence. You cannot set the jump.
No, I mean, players need to get up in the air now because there's a genuine contest in there. You have to win the space, which means getting off the ground. And as soon as you get off the ground, you can't then control your lateral movement. And if the ball moves late, just as it drops into your hand, it's difficult, but the chase has to be good as well. And it's good game management for Anscombe because defences are on top in this early moment. And he's picking the right time, him and Englefield, to go to the air.
Of course, with these escort runners now not allowed to protect their catchers. Support but don't protect is the strap line. Presentation is good. Ludlow trying to keep things moving around the breakdown. It's slow, it's turned over, but they're going back for that earlier call.
It's come penalty. Number 3, Paul Hill has been penalised.
Again.
Number 3, collapsing.
Collapsing. It was a long scrum. You could clearly see Gloucester wanted to hold it in there. Edinburgh initially doing well, so it's the far side, then it goes down.
Captain?
Englefield wasn't for playing that. It was almost a statement from Gloucester to say we won a scrum, and Edinburgh held out fine until Hill turned in on the far side, and interestingly, not going for a goal. Carreras has put that millimetres for the corner. What a strike that!
He was dicing with death there, wasn't he?
I don't know. I mean, he had a good look at it in the corner, but it's exactly what this Gloucester pack want. Famed, was it 2 seasons ago, for having a almost unstoppable line-up ball. Maybe wasn't as effective last season, but they've got it in their DNA. Edinburgh will have to be sharp here. So much about Gloucester's fluency and ambition in attack. They won a scrum penalty, kick to the corner, drove all of them all. That's set-piece play in difficult conditions, so clever, well managed, well executed from the home side.
And when it is well executed, it's not impossible to stop legally.
Well, we said it was 2 years ago, I think, Gloucester's maul was famed, and then it shows the amount of research and analysis that goes in. That last season it struggled. I think teams worked it out, but they've always got the basis and the DNA of that exit maul still within the player, still within the club. And if they add that to the way they're playing expansively, it's a good recipe for success.
Time on.
Referee just checking out the positioning as Paddy Harrison sets up for the line-out. It works its way back. I don't think it was necessarily as cleanly as they would have liked, but they won't mind now as they set up just outside the Gloucester 22. Harrison made his Edinburgh debut at 18, born and bred, of course, in the capital. And now, of course, a Scotland international as well. Shield. Skinner. continuously working their way to the left as Tom Dodd sets the ball back. Once again, Tuisue, though, can't take cleanly. And Christian Wade gets it clear to his fullback. Edinburgh forced back into their own 22 and into a corner. Ball drops out. Well, the penalty call goes to the visiting side.
Well, it's a tackle, not rolling away, but I'm not sure he can. There's a turnover again. Carreras has just shown his class. We spoke pre-match about when the wind's as bad as this, low kicking and then chasing your kick and then winning turnovers is a great way in. There's a beautiful low grabber kick from Carreras, chased really well. Ross Thompson with the banana kick to touch did really well. He was a player that got back to cover it. The pressure came on, and I've noticed Gloucester really fly into these breakdowns when they're coming forward. That was a ball there. Tuisue couldn't quite hang on there. There's the grabber kick, low under the wind, skidding over the surface. Ross Thompson working really hard to get back. Carreras makes the tackle, and Chris Harris. I think it's Harris who was penalised for rolling away, but he makes a pretty good effort to roll away there.
Bradbury comes through on the charge. Venter thinks about the sidestep, but thinks better of it. Matt Curry, another Edinburgh born and bred, stepping up to the professional team. Such great identity and connection. Good juggling work from Tom Dodd. Bradbury, though, cannot hold on to it. And the Shed making themselves heard to the visiting troops. Playful, that's how he described them. He said they're a fantastic crowd, they support their team, they put you under pressure as the opposition, which is great, but it's not in a malicious way, it's just a really good pantomime. Well, Sam, they're behind you.
Yeah, it's a season for it. Too many handling errors from Edinburgh. I think not only just the final one that produced the turnover, but there was one or two before that Tom Dodd just regathered. It wasn't quite perfect. And in that situation so far, we've seen Gloucester kick. Edinburgh are continuing to keep the ball in hand and then confident possession a little bit too easily.
Stay back nine, stay back nine.
It's another long scrum.
You did 9.
Englefield gets the call from Llewellyn, uses his size, 6'4" and 107 kilos on the hoof there, making a dent in the orange line.
No, Lawrence!
Skinner has his hands in the cookie jar, but gratefully takes them away. The insistence of Michel Kerr.
Stay back!
That orange line came up very quickly to stop that pass getting any further along the line. Anscombe sends it downtown. Plenty of time for Wilson to cover and recover and send it back into opposition territory.
Another excellent kick clearance from Husson. He did well because there's a nice kick from Anscombe moving to the right. He almost tricked us all and kicked it back at the centre field, but that man there, Husson, was there to cover it. It's a more good defence from Edinburgh between tested. Here's the kick here. He's almost trying to catch Husson out by putting it up the middle. Husson's well placed, a good clearance. But there was an example of what we said just earlier, where Gloucester have had 3, 4, 5 phases there, haven't made the breakthrough, so they're quite happy to put boot to ball, to chip over the top, to try and force error from Edinburgh, force Edinburgh to kick out and allow Gloucester to start again. Whereas Edinburgh have kept the ball in the hand probably throughout the number of phases they've had.
C'est bien les gars, continue comme ça.
Turned the home side probably as often as they could have done.
Freddy Douglas is the man down for Edinburgh. What a week he's had, having already got his first cap for Scotland against Portugal. Makes his first professional Edinburgh appearance last week off the bench against Benetton, and then signs his first professional contract during the week. Turns down the advances of Bristol Bears to stay in Scotland, and a big talent, a talent you know very well, Chris.
Oh, absolutely. He's 19 years old, physically in excellent shape, technically very good in terms of turning overs and breakdowns and attacking them onto the game. He's got a big future. I just hope that ankle injury is not too bad. Give another look at the try. Simple throw from Blake right to the front, easily won. It's actually set, the ball set really quickly and gets moving forward really quickly, which makes it much more difficult for the defensive side to gain any control.
I love the way that Christian Wade thought he was in for another try there.
Take it off Blake at the back of the ball, but that's a lot of cohesion.
And there's another product of an academy, Seb Blake, coming out of the Ciaran Knight's academy now into the professional setup, as is that man Freddy Douglas, who's back up and able.
Diamond, you mark.
It's going to be Blake once again with a line-out throw. Good work from Clark, hanging high there, goes into the midfield. Harris, no way through. Inside top, trying to see if Wade can find a mouse hole that nobody's covered.
Yeah, it's a good call from Ludlow here. The referee actually thought Paul Hill was maybe going to get away with this, because Kerr, the referee, turned to look at, I assume, to see if the team were onside. So Paul Hill makes the tackle, is an assist tackler, it falls to the ground, he doesn't really finish, strips it. But you see Kerr there just looking behind himself. So whether it came from his assistant on this near side or not, but it's a right call. And we know what Carreras did with the last one of these.
Paul Hill has been pinged a few times already inside this first quarter.
Yeah, yo, please.
Former Northampton man, of course, came up this season north of the border. Former Yorkshire Carnegie as well. She made quite a name for himself in the England under-20s back in 2015 when, funny enough, his lock then was Sam Skinner, who's behind him right now.
Yeah,
on the other side of the front row was a certain Ellis Genge.
It's a free kick. I can see it.
Chance for Edinburgh to just catch their breath and reset on halfway.
Yeah, misunderstanding the line, whether it was a misunderstanding the call or the movement.
Click up on you, please.
Seb Blake, obviously kind of done for dummying, but he's waiting for the trigger, he's waiting for the lift or the movement in the line out. And it was just a breakdown in communication, so Edinburgh won the free kick. It's better.
Alemanno goes high, crash ball from Llewellyn. Ackermann. Well, Ackermann just skidding to a halt on the turn.
Yeah, Freddy Douglas is really struggling. The number 7 for Edinburgh. Just couldn't turn quick enough to make the tackle on Ackermann there. Right? Looks like he might have to come off.
Well, it was kind of stop Cousin, but it was almost one of those behind you shouts, I think.
It's really clever play from Tuisue. If he picks that up, he's offside as a penalty to Gloucester. Quick thinking.
You did 9. No.
Edinburgh hemmed into their own 22 and no way to really clear their lines. And you just feel, and the shed certainly feels, this is opportunity for the home side right now.
Well, the wind's gusting, what, 40, 50 miles per hour. And again, this kick from Carreras is well covered, you know, from Edinburgh. They still have to deal with that. And then from there, they come in, they pile into the breakdown, they force Chandler Shield to kick off with 40, 50 mile an hour gusts, and it can only make 5 or 6 metres, and this is a sad sight, Simon.
Disappointing sight for Freddy Douglas, but a big moment for the current Scotland under-20 captain, Liam McConnell. There he is, on debut for the professional outfit, and he's going to get a full hour's worth on debut, which is possibly more than he was expecting.
Yeah, it's sad to see Freddy Douglas hobbling off. Really tried to keep fighting on, but Liam McConnell's another youngster, and obviously an under-20 captain, and he's all action. Keep your eyes on the number 20. He's abrasive, he's aggressive, he's a big ball carrier. Good take, ref. Good nudge. What about that?
He was playing until he was 15.
Casual.
Oh yeah, still got it.
Casual.
Time on.
Yeah, McConnell's more of a, probably a blindside flank, so there might be a shuffle in those back row positions. We'll keep an eye on that.
He's a big lad, isn't he?
He's aggressive.
He's going to have to get his tackles in now. As Gloucester just up the ante a bit now. Oh, great turnover. I think that was Tom Dodd.
Before the tackle.
Dodd stripping that. What a valuable turnover that was for the visitors.
Wait.
Wade keeps play moving. Carreras. Little offload to his captain. Inside pass to Rapava-Ruskin, but there was no way through from Marshall Sykes there.
Back.
Hot potato, but no real direction at the moment for the home side. They go again though. Ackermann. Anscombe invites his centres to have a go, but once again this Edinburgh defence staying defiant. The Gloucester team has got a stinger. It's Arthur Clark just out on this near side. You see him at the bottom of your picture. Anscombe with a little kick through. Hathaway on the same page as his Welsh counterpart. Oh, and here's a break from Edinburgh. The ball's offloaded. Nathan Sweeney, cannot find his teammate. Oh, what a break that was. It looked all for one. For all money, like there was going to be a try there for Edinburgh. Sweeney just unable to find an orange shirt up near the Gloucester 22.
This is off the field for Englefield. Brilliant defence from Edinburgh. Again, it's a defence that forces the attack. Englefield got the ball off the field. There's one or two players needing treatment. There was a kick through for Anscombe. Brilliant cover from Matt Curry. And because of the wind, he decides to take on that kind of passive defence. Great break, great delay in the pass to Sweeney. I'm not sure if he's injured or not. He kind of pulled up just after this. Couldn't quite get the legs open. Anscombe makes a recovery after his kick through. Gave Edinburgh an opportunity, and Englefield gets him off the field. I think we've got about 3 players getting treatment.
Yeah, Arthur Clark, the latest one down. The Gloucester second row, there he is.
Doesn't look good either, but there's some big collisions there from Edinburgh's defence. Tom Dodd, you said, with the initial tackle and strip. It was an upright tackle, but he certainly won that turnover. And then Connell had a big tackle. Marshall Sykes came through, I think, on Rapava-Ruskin at one point. Better defensive set from Edinburgh. And, well, they need to get up the field a little bit the away side, because Gloucester are controlling the territory and possession. Another look here.
That was a little reverse kick. It was beautiful, wasn't it?
It was. It's so well covered because Matt Curry's a 13 defending on the far side, and he's dropping in and covering back. Even that delayed pass there for Sweeney to get up and support. Charlie Shield trying to get the ball on the inside, but the Wiley Fox and Anscombe knows it's going to be probably called for it.
I was dying to know whether there was inside.
It would have been good effort to get back, but
Anscombe been there, seen it, done it, got most of the t-shirts by now. Thankfully, Arthur Clark is going to give it a go to stay on the pitch.
He still doesn't look comfortable, does he?
Left shoulder still giving him some grief.
Nice.
Line out move worked very expertly by the Scottish side. A little wrap-around play to open up that right corridor. Good drive from Marshall Sykes.
You did line.
Born in Dundee, but grew up most of his time in Suffolk, in East Anglia.
Knock on, advantage.
Drive from Ross McCann.
Knock on.
Back in 15's action, having been known for his GB7 stuff.
Advantage over for the knock on.
Edinburgh loading up on this left side. Can they work something? Sweeney steps back into Wade and sets the ball back as they go again. Paul Hill revs the engine. Just the slightest of handling errors stymies that one.
Yeah, Charlie Shield just unfortunately. It was actually the high ball. It was a box kick from Charlie Shield, and Ross McCann actually chased past the ball that blew here. Ross McCann, 14 top of your screen, runs past it because the wind blows it so far back. That then outfoxes Carreras, who can't pick up. Edinburgh try and strike. But yeah, Clark's going to have to go off, and then just below us, Arthur Clark.
Harry Taylor comes into the mix before half-time. Quarter of an hour left to go until the break.
They had a lot of action in, say, 25 minutes, only one try. The line at ball, obviously, from Gloucester, but we've seen a lot of ball in hand, we've seen a lot of multi-phase attack, a lot of good multi-phase defence as well from both sides in the difficult conditions. Interesting set-up for Gloucester's backs. Well, Llewellyn's almost at first receiver here.
Anscombe just hanging back in his shadow. Harris alongside. And they're going to look at the short side with Ackermann. Drops the ball. Invites Edinburgh to go. And if they can get some cohesive passes together, there's opportunity here. Again, good work from Curry.
Backwards. Advantage over for the look-on. No heads. Advantage over for the look-on.
All the way through for Sykes again. Partial charge down. I think that's Harris that got the ricochet.
Oui, c'est bon, c'est bon, c'est bon.
You did, Gloucester.
Freddie Thomas playing in the back row, of course, this evening. Having been a second row. Now, of course, a Welsh international. Great moment for the 23-year-old. International series. 35 minutes against South Africa. Welcome to international rugby, that would have been. Oh, mistake. Hathaway through.
No advantage,
just when you thought it was safe.
We need to reiterate, because it looks calm at Ian. It's really windy, it's really blasting.
You can hear the sympathy coming from the shed.
Yeah, it was only half a EO. Right in front of the shed as well, but the ball's hanging up in the air. It's Matt Curry who's in the backfield.
So let's go, please.
He will be disappointed with that, but then even Hathaway there, the wind's even interfering with it. The fly hacks. I mean, there's a lot of handling errors. Ackermann came off the scrum, knocked it on. We saw Carreras knock it on the far side. And then, you know, the phase of play just prior to this. And then we've seen Matt Curry. The conditions are really difficult for handling. And it's about who can take the opportunities when they come along, who can apply the most pressure after one of these handling errors that can get the best benefit of it. I think Gloucester looked at the scrum this long again, and they've got this big midfield partnership with Llewellyn and Harris. They've got Hathaway in behind Anscombe as well. See what happens at the scrum. Yeah, but
about to see the work of James Lightfoot-Brown on the training paddock now. Yeah. And Carreras, his opposite number, rescues things for Gloucester. Was that a slide in for a try that he missed?
I'm not sure if he could help it.
You did.
I just think maybe he thought it was wetter than it was, and his surfing tactics were going to pay off, but it didn't happen there for the Edinburgh fullback. And now Gloucester with a chance to just tighten things down as we work our way towards the first half an hour of this game.
Back, no, back, move back.
Kingsholm takes cleanly, knocks off Anscombe fairly easily. Shield, as they load the short side. Sweeney tries to bounce off Wade. Hill in as first receiver.
Never hold the ball.
That's the Gloucester 22.
Use it, Edinburgh.
Dodd loses the ball in contact. Fairly blatant foul from McConnell. I'm sorry, Lee, you're not going to get away with that one.
Carreras just trying to take that quick, and it bounced off Ludlow and care the referee. I'm not sure the rest of his teammates were too happy, but it was a clear pullback from Liam McConnell there after the knock-on came. There's so many errors, so many handlers, there's so much excitement. It's just off the side of the boot a little bit. The break from Houston, I think he came from a charge down. It's a scrum, brilliant scrum actually that time from Edinburgh, and there's some wonderful hands here. It's just a little pop pass there from Carreras, and then the kick comes through from Hathaway. It's charged by Edinburgh, and then Houston grubbers once, grubbers a second time, and as he's fallen, I mean, he's a metre short. I don't think he can help himself. I just don't think he can help himself.
It reminds me, there was I'll tell you in a minute, as Gloucester get the line out and set things up. Ackermann, great strength from the number 8. Into the final 10 minutes of this half. Anscombe comes round as the wrap, and suddenly its ball is back into Edinburgh midst. It's Hill.
Release Black. No.
Well, both teams desperate to keep the ball alive and flow, but the accuracy or identification sometimes of the pass hasn't been all it might have been. Little dab through there from Ross Thompson. Carreras comes through and bananas it. That's a delightful kick from the Puma. It hasn't gone out though.
Did it hit the line? That was an amazing strike.
That was a brilliant kick from the Gloucester 15.
Oh, he's been so impressive in this first half. I think the option to kick from Thompson wasn't a bad one, because Gloucester had found their shape in defence, and you're just trying to put the pressure on. But look at this for class. The banana outside of the right foot. I think it just bounced on the line. It did. Yeah. Just kissed the line. It's an excellent pressure reliever. Bit of class from the pullback.
Still the solo score for Gloucester on that scoreboard. They would love to get some further reward before the turnaround. Late from McConnell on the Edinburgh side.
Yeah, you're good.
And the drive comes on from the heavy-duty mob. That is not going to come back from anywhere. The ball actually was on the floor on this side. Alemanno was wrapped around it.
Yeah, I think Edinburgh will be disappointed with that. He was quite passive at the end there. I don't think Alemanno had much to do with it. With them all ended up on the floor, but he found himself in that position where he didn't have to roll away. And the turnover comes. Again, just looking at the rain swirling round, it just gives you. Probably can't see it on the screen, but we were just looking in the haze of the floodlight. The wind is just doesn't know what it's doing. It's so difficult, and even to the point where it's affecting handling, it's affecting passing, it's affecting decision making. But it makes it exciting, doesn't it?
Certainly does. Both teams playing in a fast-coloured cycle at the moment. And doing very well to produce and provide plenty of attacking rugby entertainment. Penalty though going against the home side in that set piece.
Number 1.
Rapava-Ruskin.
Number 1. Lose his mind, collapsing.
Yeah, it's right under the referee's nose. Edinburgh scum's improved as the half's gone on. Free kick for the first, I think they were penalised for the second, but they've really found some stability there. Paul Hill's experience shown. Although he's still got a little bit of treatment now, Hill. Again, it's right, it's the far side there. Yeah, you just see.
It's an invidious task when you're playing in the wet with those shirts as tight as they are to maintain a grip on it, isn't it?
I would imagine so. I've never been in one. But yeah, absolutely.
You never offered.
That's where the setup's so important. If the setup's square and stable and it becomes a pushing contest, that's better. But
let's go, please.
Paul Hill, he stayed down after that scum. It's his wrist or his elbow. Just with it. That was the angle that Rapava-Ruskin ended up at.
Let's go,
Big tight head. He's been a good signing for Edinburgh. Really solid player, try scorer from Well, says 50 metres last weekend with a roughly to the line. I think it was about 30, but he has been a solid sign in that tight head berth for Edinburgh this season up from Northampton.
Thompson invites Tom Dodd to have a rumble up into that Gloucester midfield. They get the penalty as well. So I see Tuisue. Haven't seen an awful lot.
Rolling on the wrong side.
Of the elder brother, the younger brother, I should say, of Sione, the now Scotland captain, of course.
Top line.
Frustrating penalty for George Skivington and Gloucester. This one, I think it's Harry Taylor. He makes a tackle, but just doesn't roll away quick enough. You can imagine you've just conceded a scrum penalty, and then within a phase from the line out, you've conceded that penalty, and that is an exceptional kick from Thompson. Almost equaling what Carreras did earlier on. This is a penalty here. Tom Dodd, impressive ball carrier there. Taylor, 19. He starts to move away. Maybe Charlie Shield gives him a bit of a nudge and pushes him back in. Maybe Charlie Shield bought that a little bit, but got to get out of that channel.
Big opportunity for Ed as Thompson ties things up on the scoreboard.
This will probably be a better look at his hands when the tackle's made. Let's go back to his feet.
No problem.
Clever. And the Carreras can't make the despairing tackle. He's a strong, powerful player. As we said before, happy on the wing, happy at 13, but he's been a real star at fullback for Edinburgh this season.
And an ever-present in the URC for his new team. So, nothing between these two, unless somebody can snaffle an opportunity in the final 2 minutes.
Backwards.
Shield finds himself in the dark corner, helped out of it by his teammates in orange.
Use it at the ball.
Gets good height and clearance on the box kick, but doesn't find touch, and Carreras takes a look at what's in front of him. Anscombe. Alemanno puts it back to his fly half, who slams it forward. Shield shows his football prowess before coming over to the far side.
Oui, il la rentre.
Unforced error.
Well, it's deemed out. I think I heard Ludwig K, the referee, say touched it before the 22, so that little football trap type touch happened outside the 22, therefore it's been deemed to. That's another great slide from the referee, taken into the 22, then cleared. Although it's a good clearance, it's straight out, and it's a Gloucester lineup in the Edinburgh 22. Really good refereeing again from Ludwig K.
Yeah, Brou there on the far side. Up to the task once again. Impressive work from the French officials, and now maybe an opportunity for Gloucester to take the lead back before the turnaround.
Yeah, you are good.
Blake
No.
had the ball, whether he's still got it. No, there's a penalty call there.
No, you are good, but you fall on the side. Now Molly's on the ground and you're wrong side and on the side.
Yeah, Magnus Bradbury did really well to swim through this
You
maul.
are good, number 5, no.
Resistance from Edinburgh. Magnus Bradbury comes right through the middle, gets a hand, and the referee didn't call ball, so then Sam Skinner, I think, assumes it's called ball. He probably should have called ball, dives over there, and he's off his feet on the wrong side. In those circumstances, you're better to err on the side of caution. Don't risk it from a defensive point of view, because that man's done exactly the same as he did earlier on and put the ball into touch 5 metres from Edinburgh's line.
Still in the first half, but a big moment in red on the clock in the red zone for Edinburgh. Tap back to Blake, no way through on that short side. Ball's out, and Edinburgh the first to react.
Diving it.
Diving on the ball.
Wait.
Yeah, it's within a metre of the breakdown. really good from Skinner that time to try and make up for his error.
Not your fault. No, wait. Yeah.
Because he got up in front of...
Number 2 and number 9.
Sam Skinner gets up and contests the line. Edinburgh didn't contest the line, and it landed him a try for Gloucester. They contested that one, made it a bit of a mess. But then because the ball went free, you're not allowed to dive on the ball as it's emerging from the ruck.
Well, Ludlow asking his fly half to set up another line out. Here is...
So Marshall Sykes can play that with his hands and he can try and pick up. He can't dive on it to secure possession.
Another big moment in this match. 7 points apiece on the scoreboard. Last play of this first half. Not straight, I think, and the moment has gone for Gloucester.
It's okay.
Oh, the 2 number 8s just having a jostle, unnecessary maybe from Magnus Bradbury.
So difficult in the conditions to keep that straight.
Okay, thanks.
And everybody's getting a wee bit upset about the whole thing.
There's lots of smiling going on.
Number 8.
Come on, lads, it's half time.
Not sure how much Afrikaans is going on there between Boan Venter and Ruan Ackermann.
It's clearly not straight, and they want to compete for the ball. That's why it's not straight, and I whistle because they will compete for the ball. After, it's half time, it's not straight, you calm down and you stay on the game. Okay? Thanks. Not straight.
And that's it. We're done. A very intriguing... No, we're not done. We're playing the scrum. Just when you thought it was safe to go and get your cup of tea, somebody tells Santiago Carreras, because he's in the changing rooms already.
He's still not turned round.
Santi, we're still playing. They're pointing behind his shoulder, and he's going, what? More? But it's cold out here, says the Argentine. Well, we're going to get more of it.
The clock was in the red, wasn't it, before the line out? Anyway, you know what? The players here, you have to get your mind right back in it. There's an opportunity here, more so for Gloucester than Edinburgh, if they really want to put pressure on and try and win a penalty 5 metres from the opposition line. So, for all the confusion, get your senior players to get the message to get on with this scrum. Whereas Edinburgh, they just want this in and out and off.
Shield with the feed. Bradbury tries at the half-time score here at Kingsholm is Gloucester 7.
Edinburgh. Some of the mistakes and the errors, but well, that one there, the pictures had 1 or 2 moments of real quality. So certainly exciting.
Santiago Carreras has certainly been very heavily involved, particularly with his boot. His kicking in that first half was sublime.
Captain Gloucester.
Looking to see in the floodlights. The rain is coming into Gloucester faces, depending on which way you look, because it looks like it's the perfect storm in so many ways. Bradbury, captain, of course, in the absence of Ben Velikot, who injured his ankle in the warm-up and had to withdraw before kick-off. That man there, Graham Shield, getting the starting 9. Good work from Ross McCann. Sykes.
You did 9. Now stay back.
Lewis Ludlow, the Gloucester captain's read that. Look, he's right back behind Carreras as he catches it, just to cover up any spells. Brilliant open side play.
Opening the door for Josh Hathaway, the little kick through from the Welsh winger. Off he goes, needs the bounce, can't take it cleanly, but takes it at the second bounce and then loses it. And Sykes is the first to react on the floor. We talked about the impact that Carreras had last week at Franklin's Gardens. Player of the match against Northampton Saints for the 20 points he racked up. 20 out of 25, of course, in that victory for Gloucester. The first time that Northampton actually lost at Franklin's Gardens in nearly 4 years. So a big moment for Gloucester on the road.
Yeah, Ludlow there, he dropped back because he knew the kick was coming, and it gave Carreras so much confidence just to take it, and then that's a brilliant piece of skill from Hathaway. Up the left-hand side, Shield as well to get back. The knock-on there comes from Hathaway. Then we have one or two phases. Charlie Shield clears to touch, but good effort from the 9 to cover back. You called him Graham, that was his dad. He played the centre for Scotland.
Well, he has got some lineage, hasn't he? I think his grandfather was Dougie Morgan, famous Scottish scrum half. Sorry about that, Charlie. Sorry about that, Graham, if you're listening.
I think Graham would be happy to be out there at 9 tonight.
One stop.
The drive urged, demanded by this big crowd here at Kingsholm. Llewellyn. He's put more minutes into Gloucester's season this far than Max Llewellyn. In the 13 shirt, his regular berth, or tonight in the 12. There's the man in 13, that's Chris Harris. Blake gets shunted sideways by Venter, but Gloucester continue. Just exploring options really around the Edinburgh 22.
Yeah, Edinburgh's defence is good, but Gloucester have been a bit one-dimensional here. They're sometimes slow to support the ball carrier as well. It's more inventive.
Well, Christian Wade is having to come way off his wing to try and get some action. There he is. And you know what he can do. Carreras.
Edinburgh's defence is just letting Gloucester play their play and let it unfold in front of them. Dave Cherry's on at hooker at half-time. I think Darcy Ray, the tight head's made a change as well. Yeah, another clip over. Never easy in these conditions from Carreras. It comes from making
substitution for Gloucester. Max Llewellyn comes off, which allows Will Butler his Gloucester debut in the 22 jersey. Another former Worcester man. There's plenty of them on the path this afternoon. Moved to Hartbury, similarly there. Friends reunited, and then went over to New Zealand to play for Tasman Mako. Proved himself, particularly with the England under-20s. Who's a nonchalant trap with the back of his heel, and gets the advantage as well. Blake can't take cleanly. Edinburgh trying to take advantage, but he will go back.
First knock-on, Gloucester, second Edinburgh.
Did you ever do that? Be honest.
I knocked it on plenty of times. That's a nice wee trap, wasn't it? Actually, a nutmeg himself as well. And then the kick was high, but it got held up in the wind. I think it was Seb Blake who thought, I'm going to take this. Thundering forward the hooker. Couldn't quite handle it. There's double knock-on, so no advantage could be played. We'll go back to the scrum. I see what Gloucester did well in the first half. One of the things they did well was control the territory, and they've started the second half in a similar vein, obviously winning the penalty just in front of the sticks for Carreras to kick, but most of the play has been down to our left-hand side.
Darcy Ray on to replace Paul Hill at tight head for the Edinburgh front row. Dave Cherry alongside him. So, Sean Everett just wanting it to adjust things. Of course, Liam McConnell came on in that first half for Freddy Douglas. Ball goes loose. As Edinburgh trying to get that attacking flow in their game.
Yeah, that was an error. Nothing to do with the conditions. Just when this ball should go to hand, as Matt Curry takes it and then just catches Wes Houston's shoulder. I think that ball's meant for Tuisue out the back. And then maybe Curry just sees Houston in the last minute.
Yeah, Mark, please.
Changes decision, but Gloucester will be happy with that. They had a really powerful scrum there, actually, and made Edinburgh a play. And again, Gloucester's defence was quite passive, almost allowing Edinburgh to play their play. And in the end, they didn't have to make the tackle because the error came of its own accord.
Yeah, number nine, come here, please.
And this is a good attacking position for Gloucester, and they've got Carreras and Anscombe stacked directly in behind the scrum. There they go, the 10 and the 15. Carreras equally happy at 10 as well. So 2 ball players with the option to go left or right.
Let's go, quick, immediately, please. Let's go, boys.
Rapava-Ruskin is not happy about something. He's taking himself away for a second.
Darcy Ray with that smirk on his face. I'm sure they played against each other a few times when Ray was at Bath. For years, of course, down at the Rec. 8 years then at Glasgow Warriors, and before going over to France for a short time.
Set!
Montpellier's colours. Secure Gloucester scrum and getting the call. Oh, Wade gets it. Wade with a little chip and chase. Who's first there? Well, great work from Magnus Bradbury and co. If he did, Tuisue, I think, has got first dibs, but Carreras and Wade, wow.
Brilliant pass from Englefield, just takes out all the defence just outside the reach of Sweeney. And look at the gas, look at the pace of Carreras.
We have the advantage.
That's knocked out from
Bradbury got first contact on it.
Okay.
And it bounced off to below to dead. So how does that work? Back.
Well, there'll be a 22 because the ball was already in there. We'll come back for a penalty from the scrum. It'll be a 22 because the ball was already in goal before it was knocked out. But we'll come back for the skin. It was Rapava-Ruskin won that penalty. Sheer pace of, well, the pass from Englefield, the pace that we all know about of Christian Wood, but Carreras almost getting an end of that. Well covered, as you say, by Magnus Bradbury and Tuisue.
Well, we've seen Hathaway on the left, we've seen Wade on the right, we've seen Carreras all over the place. Just shows the vitality and potency that this Gloucester back three had, given the opportunity.
When your team ethos is to be much more attacking and you get a lot more practice out, there's a lot more fluency, you'll do more and more and more at training. That wasn't one at Carreras' best. So therefore the confidence builds and grows, and when you've got that talent and that gas outside, it's worth using.
That was me off the tee.
Yeah. Into the teeth of the wind with that one, I think, Saturday.
Half an hour to go in this game, and just that 3-point difference between the two sides. That score is going to be big in every sense of the word. Alemanno, Missouri second row.
And if that's cynically brought down, if the ball's brought down from Edinburgh, then it's a penalty try. But he's deemed that the maul has gone down in it under Gloucester's own esteem, going to score the try, and then the ball's been held up over the goal line, therefore it's a goal line dropout. Charlie Shield deserves big credit for stopping him, and I think that's the right call. He's got a lot of big calls. Spot on for me tonight, the referee.
Jack Singleton on in place of Seb Blake in the front of that Gloucester scrum. So the moment is gone. Carreras with the drop goal. Never really threatening the posts.
22.
Yeah, I think you kind of forgot about the conditions. It's not a bad tactic because the Edinburgh chase isn't putting them under a huge amount of pressure, but it's a big ask in conditions like this to hit a 35, 40 metre drop goal. How's Edinburgh 20 metres further up to get that clearance kick away?
I'm going to say it quietly, but the weather seems to have just abated a little.
Release.
That's relative, of course, to what we've had in the first half. It's all been about Gloucester in this second, but only that Carreras penalty to show for them so far. Now they load to this left-hand side with the aforementioned Carreras. Hathaway gets the ball inside. Who's going to pick it up? It's going to be Englefield. Again, Gloucester making some headway down the flanks. When they get width on the play, they've got wingers that will actually take them places.
And they've got the attacking mentality. That's Ackermann with the ball out the back to Anscombe, and then they're pushing that extra pass, which is giving them some reward. Hathaway pops it back inside, and there's a knock-on there at some point from Gloucester.
First backwards and after knock-on.
I didn't quite see it there. I thought it was knocked back by Charles from Edinburgh, actually.
Let's go, please.
There will be a scrum feed to Edinburgh, but you can see that attacking edge when when Gloucester want to go to have those multiple layers of the shot runner, and a runner out the back, and then an extra player working off the far side to create the overlap. Hathaway did well to fend off the tackle and get away with this touchline.
Yeah, let's go, please.
But again, symptomatic of the evening, really. The final pass, the final element has ended up in an error. I do agree, I think it's slightly calmer.
Say it very quietly.
Press. Bind. Set.
Bradbury, ball down by Englefield, did really well, the Gloucester 9 there.
Chapman.
And they've got the ball now. Opportunity knocks for Gloucester. Harris out to Wade. Wade trying to dazzle Husson into committing to a tackle. Oh, Alemanno just didn't have the right gloves on to take that one. And the moment is gone.
Ball is here. Advantage, knock on. Stay back, please. Use it!
Edinburgh, of course, have not had any success on the road.
Advantage over for the knock on.
All their wins have been at the Hive, so this showing through the best part of an hour now.
Really good piece of play from Englefield, the scrum half. Bursts through, wins a tunnel. Watch him here, he bursts through beyond Shield and gets him out in his Bradbury. And then 7, Ludlow watches, he gets in, wins a turnover.
Yeah, on you,
and they play the ball away.
On you.
And on an excellent tackle from Husson stops Christian Wade from getting over on the far side. And then the error comes again. It was Alemanno that couldn't quite hold. That's the tackle there from Husson. Just saves a try.
Jumping.
So Gloucester reset things just outside the Gloucester 22. There goes Ludlow again. What a captain he is, Lewis Ludlow.
Number 5, jumping across.
Actually led England on debut in the summer of 2021.
Running penalty advantage.
Going back for the call again.
The Gloucester Moles taking control of the second half. Yes, it provided a try in the first half, but it's the vehicle for Gloucester controlling this second half so far. Again, good win at the line out from Alemanno, and then as the drive comes through,
jumping across
the error from Edinburgh's point of view, the infringement was jumping across in the lineup, but you can see how threatening that ball is for Gloucester.
And missing the binding of Tom Dodd, probably at the back of that. That's the sort of work that the 6 does.
Yeah, and that Tom Dodd made it the sin, but Carreras has missed the corner that time. I think it was dead, yeah.
22 was cramped.
Misread the win then. No, sorry, Santi. No.
I think that was quite a long way off. It's so difficult. I'll say it again, in that corner, especially away from the main stand here, where the shed's a little bit lower, it's more exposed, but it's a bad error from Carreras. It's probably his first one.
Is that 10?
Ben Healy coming on for Edinburgh to replace Ross Thompson, and there's power and plenty of this Gloucester bench, because here comes Albert Tuisue and Afolabi Fasogbon.
Look at that. Kick to the corner from Carreras. Power, as you say, coming off the bench, and Ben Healy comes in for Ross Thompson. A kicking game, a renowned kicking game as well. Ben Healy will be tested in this win, but he usually finds a way to impact the games through that.
Good substitution.
Said it earlier on in the second half, where we feel as if we've been looking to the left for the entire, since half time. And I say that's as a result of Gloucester's control stemming from their set piece, their scrum, their line out, that maul, their kicking game, and Edinburgh just can't get out their own third. Albeit down to 14 men at the moment, this is when Gloucester will really try and turn the screw, really try and strike, whereas Edinburgh, if they can ride the storm with Tom Dodd in the sin bin, that can give them momentum to target the line final quarter.
You see Tuisue coming in to add some bulk to this scrummage. Good pick up from Bradbury, just releasing the pressure.
Use the line.
Gets the call from Boan Venter, and when Venter says I want it, you give it.
Yeah, step. No, it's okay.
Shields just gone down after that box kick. Don't know whether it's cramp or whether it's something more serious, but he's back on the 22. So at the moment, Edinburgh playing with 13. Fasogbon loses the ball. Tuisue scans, feeds. Little dab through. Wade coming across, but Hathaway goes down. Shields hobbling his way off. Out of play at the moment. So Conor McAlpine, the replacement scrum half, will presumably replace him. He's staying on the park at the moment, trying to stretch off. Singleton picks up the ricochet.
Such a messy wrap. So hard for Englefield to get a kick away. Sykes gets a charge, and that's along with the ball's out there because they're not round. Englefield has to pick up that. It's Boan Venter all over him. Difficult for Gloucester to get out of this corner.
Val Rapava-Ruskin not going far with that carry, but the ball's still there.
Stay back. Use it, 9. Calm down.
Englefield with a quicker clearance, shall we say, on that occasion.
Oh, he did well because that is difficult. Edinburgh are putting all sorts of heat in and around the contact, in and around the charge down, and Englefield did well to get it away. This is a kick through from Matt Curry, and again it's a reasonable decision because Gloucester have to deal with that. Hathaway and Wade are going back, have to secure possession. Edinburgh are flooding forward, making it difficult to clear. This was a kick earlier on where Shields just gets a little bit of cramp now. Conor McAlpine, the academy scrum half, was a late addition to the bench because Ben Bellicott was meant to start. So if you see Conor McAlpine, it'll be his involvement in a professional game ever. As Shields remained on for the time being.
Healy sends it up high. Good take from Carreras. A little bit isolated. Edinburgh got plenty of numbers around there. Opting to wait though. Tuisue.
It's a weapon for Gloucester. That's why, from an Edinburgh perspective, we should maybe consider throwing somebody up there in these difficult conditions, try and stop it at source because it's just a well-oiled machine. Ludlow with it, the win, and then it's in motion quickly, and it was quickly in motion as well, that lob. Edinburgh concessions and penalties they've allowed Gloucester in the whole second half to control the second half, control possession, control territory, stretch ahead in the scoreboard.
Just didn't pull round at the vital moment for Carreras, but for the first time in this game, Gloucester have a two-score advantage on their visitors.
Yeah, it's a dynamic ball there. Tuisue is like a few pats on the head. He's made an impact.
Well, I think you said it before it even happened, Mossy, that they were going to notice the sizable gap that Marshall Sykes had left, and they utilised it.
In that whole defence, yeah. Made their decision easy, but then execution has to follow up, and Gloucester had the execution.
Wilson has hardly had the ball in his hands in this second half.
Use it, 9.
Gloucester have controlled possession and territory. Edinburgh, for their sake, have to strike back pretty quickly. Need some time in possession, try and stress that. Gloucester defence try and win some penalties. Gloucester defence is pretty well organised, up on their feet. Look at that, not a single Gloucester player involved, and they're all on their feet. It means you can drop an extra player back in the backfield to cover the kick. 15 on their feet.
Good link play from Dodd.
Lawrence!
Edinburgh trying to get themselves onto the front foot and get a bit of momentum into their attack. Really, since the break, Gloucester haven't allowed them to get any flow to their attacking game. A few occasions they've had the ball. Bradbury.
But he's out, play on.
Healy Again, sends it up. Good work from Barton.
Yeah, Healy forced the kick really because running out the options going backwards from that excellent Gloucester defence, and then it just comes a matter of whether Barton can control it in these tricky conditions. He did, and he had the wherewithal and the sense to call a mark, calm everything down, and then that's an excellent clearance as well from the young fly-half fullback. Yeah, comfortable, not an easy skill in these conditions, and his kick takes him up over halfway as well. Edinburgh almost admittedly down to 40 men, almost throw a dice here. They have to hit back quite quickly. Gloucester can complete control in this second half.
Great work from Lewis Ludlow, just waiting while the hokey-cokey was going on the other side.
But it's just brilliant line-out play. I mean, he's such an influence defensively, offensively. He won the line-out at the front in their own throw in the lead-up to Gloucester's last try. Then he gets up and he steals that one. The unfortunate thing for Gloucester is it goes out, so Edinburgh get to throw it again. But that's now in Dave Cherry and the Edinburgh Pack's mind that he's got up and got another one.
Cherry picking up the scraps. Sheehan and McCann trying to get things into midfield. Great almost from James Lang, former Quinn centre, now into the Edinburgh mix. Counter-rucking from Gloucester. And it's there. Freddie Thomas releases it. Venter offloads it to Lang. Lang gets outside his man. Good work from Lang. Skinner dropping low into the contact.
Yeah, using 9. 2.
Shell's box kick.
Backwards.
Heading back towards his own team, but the ball does so, and they play on with Healy. Little kick across. Notice Wade coming out of it. Carreras leaps high. I don't think
Gloucester advantage.
There was a knock forward from the Puma there.
So difficult to control, so difficult to referee. Clever play from Ben Healy on his left foot to put that kick pass in over. Use the spaces in, it makes it difficult for Carreras. But what Carreras does well here is he gets up in the air, so it means a genuine contest in the air. Sweeney and him go for it. Carreras knocks it on, but no good defence from Gloucester. The game was getting really scrappy there. Gloucester managed to find some defensive shape. A couple of changes for Edinburgh as well.
Big debut for Rob Carmichael, the 6'11", second row. Also making his first start for the professional side, and also coming on Conor McAlpine. Charlie Shield has put in a huge shift, especially when it wasn't expected to start. Bellicott's absence, so a chance for McAlpine to get 10 minutes under his belt.
Yeah, it'll be his first professional involvement. Well done, Charlie Shield. It's never easy coming out last minute. It's even more difficult in conditions as when you're a decision maker. You're doing most of the kicking, you're trying to control, and the rucks and breakdowns have been scrappy. He's done well. Edinburgh still in this game as well, I think.
Anscombe, I'm told, will not be back onto the park now, having failed his HIA. We saw Lang up there as the auxiliary flanker.
You put the ball on the tackler.
Boost the scrum. Calpine just having to dig that one back. 10 minutes left. Still very much in it, Edinburgh, but they will need to get the next score. They know that. Outside the 7-point minimum to get that bonus point. Michael.
Not clear release.
Born in Hong Kong to a Scottish father. Who's formerly
18. No clear release.
Down the road at up the road from here, I suppose, at Leicester Tigers.
Fasogbon there, penalised for no clear release. I think he probably went off his feet as well.
Let's go number 22, please.
I assume they're not thinking of kicking a goal, not they're having a discussion, but they're going to go to the corner, as close to the corner as possible. There's another replay. This is it. The tackle comes in from Rapava-Ruskin, and then Fasogbon's there. His hands on the ground. He's gone up his feet, diving over, clear penalty. And it gives Edinburgh an opportunity to set up camp in the 22 of Gloucester, probably for the first time in the second half.
Rapava-Ruskin's day is done as Ciaran Knight comes off the bench to replace the Georgian.
Now move. Number 2. You are inside. Yeah.
Marshall Sykes almost back on. He thought he was going to get back on now, but his team don't need him right now because this driving ball has got a fair amount of pace to it. They've already got the call from the referee. Lang does very well to pick the ball with 2 Gloucester attendants. Straight on from Tom Dodd.
Advantage, side entry.
Advantage is there for Edinburgh. Everybody bar Matt Curry is to the left. Curry hanging out on this right flank. Hathaway spotted him now, so the centre moves back in a bit. A big moment here for Edinburgh as the clock ticks down. Little dab through, then no, that was a kick to nothing because they've got the advantage call.
Yeah, I think it was two penalties, I think. There was one further out and one under the sticks. Edinburgh getting up in retribution with the ball, getting it moving quickly, not enough defenders in quick enough from a Gloucester perspective to stop it or slow it. Then it comes in from the side.
Line out. Okay.
Looking back to the first penalty, Edinburgh play on, build a few phases. Gloucester penalised under the post as well, but at 3 points is no good at this point for Edinburgh, so they take the penalty from wider out, go to the corner, and we'll see another maul. We've seen a few this evening. I think we'll see another one here.
Yep, the Edinburgh scrum back to being fully stocked as that man, Marshall Sykes, there he is, right in the middle, calling the shots. Dave Cherry, experienced operator, of course. 3 years at London Scottish and also a spell at Stade de Soise in the Fédérale 2, I think they must be in. This ball not going anywhere fast at the moment.
Ackermann's got himself.
They've lost it.
Yeah, Alemanno and Ackermann have got him there. Dave Cherry's not happy. The setup of the maul from Edinburgh's perspective was much slower than the successful ones we've seen from Gloucester and the one we've just seen from Edinburgh prior. But look at number 8, Ackermann. He's been part of the maul the whole time and he's on the wrong side, but he's legally entitled to be there. He changes his mind there, which is what Dave Cherry's worried about. But
yeah, let's go.
I think the call had already been made,
yeah.
Ackermann went limpet-like on that one. Yeah. So difficult. Big South African. Really has made big impact in the absence of Zach Mercer. We're still waiting on the official findings on that injury he got at Franklin's Gardens last weekend. George Skivington did tell me it's not looking good, which doesn't bode well for the former England number 8. Ronnie Thorley, of course, another one who had to limp up. Thomas Williams, well, he may well be back sometime in the new year, having injured his shoulder in the Welsh game against Fiji.
Yeah, Mark, please.
This is good management from Gloucester. And Edinburgh have the box against them here. Gloucester know that, and they're taking as much time as they possibly can in order to set the scrum up. The first attempt was too unstable, really. So Ludovic here is going to set up another one.
Big scrum then. Albeit a Gloucester feed. This Edinburgh 8 will be, well, Gloucester will be quite happy with that call from Ludo Kerr.
Yeah. 10, please. It's free kick.
Another.
I can see it, yeah.
Clever free kick win from Gloucester. Carreras, who's been outstanding, pushes it away, and that's only the real few minutes that Edinburgh have spent in Gloucester's 22 in this second half.
Well, the EPCR Challenge Cup player of the match.
It's not Sean Everett.
Believe it or not, is Lewis Ludlow, the Gloucester captain. Had a fine game.
Difficult conditions, huge defensive effort, imposing in every single one of the big moments. There he goes flying in at the side again, he gets away with it, but he's been outstanding. Santiago Carreras at fullback has been exceptional as well, with 1 or 2 errors, but Lewis Ludlow leads from the front, he defends so well. He's a big part of that maul, he's a massive part of the line-out, and he's been outstanding this evening.
Yep, leading from the front as ever, the Gloucester captain urging his team on to make sure that their visitors don't take anything from this contest.
Shoulder, please.
So Gloucester now controlling this match with that 8-point advantage, and the clock definitely their friend right now.
Use it.
An error that the home fans not happy with. Now, what's the call going to be?
Yeah, Mark.
Scrum is called. Everybody just checking they're on the same page. Young Conor McAlpine just talking to the captain, Magnus Bradbury, about what the call is. Ross McCann just looking to be an option on the diagonal.
Seconds. On this foot up. On this foot up.
McCann and Healy directly behind this scrum. Lang in as a ostensible first receiver. It's a slow move though from Edinburgh, and Gloucester getting across, although illegally so. There is McCann.
Advantage. Keep the mark, please.
Advantage call being played. No way through. Again, Gloucester holding on to their defensive shape. Just moving Edinburgh away from their 22. There was nothing between these two teams at half-time. Tries from Blake for the home side and Houston for the visitors put it at 7-all, but in the second half it was pretty much all about the hosts. Carreras' boot putting them ahead, and then Tuisue forcing his way over another line-out drive, working to perfection for the home side. Lewis Ludlow leading from the front as ever to get the player of the match. It's Gloucester who get their campaign underway with victory, with a final scoreline that reads Gloucester 15 and Edinburgh 10. Well, they've got a big trip next week to the Stade de la Rabine to play Van.